Day 2. The dumpster ferry came last night and dumped our dumpsters, so we can start filling them this morning. I'm actually going to let George clean this up a little bit right here, and then I'm going to slide them down a little bit as they're a little too far that away for my liking. So I'd like to sit here and grab and fill this first container and be 90 degrees to me. That way I can pack it, get my bucket straight in it to be able to pack it all the way through without damaging the container. Well, that container moves itself. Oh, no, George is behind it. That'll work right there, George. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. Alright, let's get to packing. Get this good solid piece here first, put that in the bottom. Try to get the stout chunks in first, get them laid flat. Try to bust the glass out of that door and keep that aluminum frame from scrap. Peel that glass out. That aluminum and sort that later. Some electric wire we can get out for scrap. Might as well recycle that if we can. Other door frame, I'll go ahead and nip out of here. There's a lot of scrap you can get out of these buildings if you want to take the time to really separate it all. But time is money, and at a certain point it just doesn't make sense to sit there too long and pluck through it. If there's bigger things you can grab, great, but like small wire and stuff like that, just it's not really worth the hassle. Take small bites as you go and kind of rip the stuff. Thing about demolition is it's always a mess before it gets better. It's always going to be a disaster until you get rid of the material. flexible air ducts. They're such a pain. Because they got that wire in them and it just stretches and stretches like a slinky. So you pretty much have to just fill your container, then go with side cuts and cut any wire hanging off the sides. I had to pause the video there and talk to Dad for a little bit, but our neighbor Mike called, our friend Mike, and said that I could use his crusher if I wanted to. So he said we can bring it over to my property from his place, which is just across the fence row. We'll just clear a path and we'll walk his crusher right over to my place. And we can crush the blocks, and I can take the floor too and crush that and crush it into 53s and make me some driveway stone. Well, that'll work out. I don't know how soon we're going to do it, but it can stay piled there. I don't care. Trading back and forth. He helps me, I'll help him. When you're running a crushing operation, it really takes 3 guys. It takes 1 guy to load the crusher, it takes 1 guy to stay in the loader and take it away from it, and it takes another guy just to watch the jaws of the crusher to make sure that it doesn't get plugged up with anything or anything goes in it that shouldn't be in it. Rebar is a major one. You got to be careful with rebar because the jaw crusher has a rubber conveyor belt that takes it away from it, and if a rebar comes through the jaws and goes straight down, it could potentially cut the belt in half. So it's something you got to really watch. Now, like concrete wire and stuff like that doesn't affect them. It's the rebar. Oh, George sees something he wants. Oh, another piece of aluminum. Let me get that for you, George. I get it. Don't want you to get stuck with a nail in there. There you go, George. Now, I should have said this in the beginning of the video, but this building was inspected by a state certified inspector to make sure that there was no asbestos or anything dangerous in the building. Little disclaimer there. Should have said that before the video because I know somebody's going to ask, but it was checked and there was no issues. Even if there was asbestos in this building, it's going to the same landfill this is going to anyways. That whole asbestos abatement stuff is a joke. It goes in special containers in garbage bags, and then it goes to the same spot in the landfill. To sell asbestos snow for people's Christmas trees. It used to be in people's homes. I have to laugh every time I see them advertisements. It's like, really? I'm sure my grandma probably used it on her tree. to get the front corners filled up. "40-yard container is probably going to have 50 yards of material packed in it. Usually every container I load, I end up with an overweight charge on it. But that's alright, because I know I got the container full. Rather have them overweight than not have enough in them. Really hoping to get a little rain last night for some dust suppression. Oh, there's some more aluminum. George is going after it. But he didn't see this piece. George. Tiny stuff to fill the corners in the back. A few blocks in that one, that's alright. Ended up with so many blocks over here. Hand sort some of them out. Alright, I'm gonna finish loading this dumpster and then load the next one. And that should give us enough room to possibly get the rest of the building down. We'll see what happens. Probably shouldn't video too much because I don't want this video to be extremely long. Got a 4-hour Gleaner on steel tracks video I'm going to post here in a couple days. Took all the videos of putting the tracks on a Gleaner and I put them all together to make one continuous video, and I'm curious to see how it'll do. It's a good shop project video. And if you're into shelling corn, it's a good video for that too. This work down in that container and then I'll start filling the other one. Well, this is getting interesting. We got steel studs back in here. Never tore down a building with steel studs before. More wire. George wanted some old door rollers that I ripped off of a sliding door. So I got them fished out for him. Camera up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Alright. Knock some more of these cement blocks down. There's an old chimney here. Old cast iron drain pipe. Bring this chimney down gently. That'll work. Toilet in there. We all know what I do with toilets and demolition jobs. I don't want that much. There we go. Clean her out on a toilet. Make me a nice shop toilet. Oh. Yeah. Be a real nice shop toilet. Ah, let's clean it. No more toilet. Alright, I got a mess to clean up. down to our last little bit of wall. Got to be careful because we have this power line here that we got to deal with, or power pole. I think we're just gonna, oh, maybe. I'm gonna bring it right towards me if I can. Perfect. That'll work. It's down. Now this is a wood floor right here. Or I think it's a wood floor anyways, over a small basement. Well, I guess it's not a wood floor. Looks like it's concrete with tile over it. Let's go ahead and get this away from these gas meter markers. And back up, I had a piece of copper tubing that was trying to poke the side of the excavator. They retired the gas service, of course, before we even started this project. But these are the protectors they had around the gas meter. They left those and didn't take them out. We'll have to take them out eventually. The building beside this one had a small basement too. And if you remember from that video, I had to lift the old boiler out of the basement. And it was about 8,500 pounds. Kind of a struggle to get it out because I couldn't get it grabbed with the thumb. It was an odd shape. Blocks moved over here so I can process them. Get them crunched up. Whatever else we find to crunch up. A lot of bricks this time. Make good driveway base. gonna sit and break all these up and get some of these hauled out of here and out of the way. I got almost everything on the dumpsters. I need like just all I got is right there piled on the ground. So close to getting it all on them. I have to pack that one a little better. Stuff can't be hanging over the sides, and I got to go through and cut off all the wiring and stuff too. Alright, get this busted up and get it on the truck. Well, we got all the blocks cleaned up, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to peel this basement open. See what we got down in here. See how close I can. Well, I can't get real close because there's some a ramp here and there we go. Started. Not real thick. At least there's not much cotton or rebar in it. Thick right there at all. Got some steel in there. More for the scrap. A good stair stringer until I dropped a wall on it. The basement opened up. Throw the wood and sheetrock out of that. piece of rebar out of there. There we go. There we go. Alright, finish cleaning this hole out, and we'll start busting the rest of it up. So I've started to bust this pad up, and it's pretty thin. Really not much to it. About 4 inches. No wire, no bar. So this will be pretty nice to crush up. Got a nice chunk of concrete here I've been using to break it. It's not as effective as my ball, but right now our buddy Mike's got our ball, using it to bust up some hog barns foundations. We actually own the ball together. Not sure which half we own, the top half or the bottom half, or the side, one side half or one side of the other half. I don't know. I don't know how you look at that. The trick is to get the concrete but not take a lot of dirt. It'd be nice if I had a tooth that came out the side there. There we go. Kind of a soft concrete, really. Pretty old. Want to get some of this floor busted up so I could dig down and break them walls up. There we go. Someday I need a hammer. The 220's plumb, so it would run a hammer. It'd be nice to get this concrete broke up and then get down in the sand and set instead of sitting on a concrete pad, because sitting on a concrete pad is as bad as sitting on frozen ground. It's just rough the whole time. Just get that crumbs off the top there. Talked to the mayor and gonna give him an estimate on the amount of stone we need to cover this. Gonna make a parking lot out of this area for now. Gonna do about 4 inches of limestone. Until they decide exactly what they're going to do permanently here. So really, if there are some crumbs of concrete left, that'll be okay. Just don't want no big stuff left. It gives me a stockpile to get the truck loaded faster and out of here. Scoot this over and Go over and try to break some of them walls up. See what I can do with that. Now in the other building, we didn't take any concrete out because they weren't sure what they want to do, or wasn't sure what they wanted to do at the time. Let's put it that way. So eventually, I'm sure we'll come back and tear all that out too. That's pretty stout. Corner's fractured though. Oh, look at there. That didn't do much. It's not like the ball where it's on a cable and I can swing it. Dig down beside it, weaken it. Hopefully we don't dig into another building that was there years ago. That's always a possibility in town. Well, I think I found how we're going to have to do it. Just going to have to take the time and do it. So I ended up getting that basement all broke up, and I didn't video it because it took me a little bit because of the amount of concrete that was there, and I didn't want to get this video too long. But now we need some fill dirt to fill that back in. So we're going to wake up the old 690 It's been a minute since it's ran, since like December. So we'll see if she'll start. She should. As long as the batteries are up. Oh yeah. It's almost like it was running the night before. Alright, I'm gonna go dump the dump truck. Let this warm up for a little bit. I'll come over here and walk it over there, and we'll load some fill dirt out. Hopefully I can get out of here. The frost is coming out of the ground. It's getting pretty slimy on top, so we'll see what happens. Nice, smooth running 404 John Deere diesel. Side where the sun's been on it. Oh yeah, much better. Controls are a little stiff from sitting. Stacked some of that dirt up there when I was trying to get to the core of this pile to get some for the backfill for the leach field. equipment. Their new cylinder shop's going to rebuild it for me. Stiff today. Have to lube them up. That's plenty. I'm going to take this load of dirt, get a load of concrete, and then I'll just concrete dirt until it's filled up. Well, we're going to get us another load of concrete. Hauled 4 loads of fill in so far. The old 690 is doing its job quite wonderful. Some of these bigger chunks in the bottom. Put the big stuff on the bottom so it slides out. Doesn't get caught on the tailgate on the way out. That chunk's gonna have to go in long ways. We'll wait for the next load for him. Oops. That other stuff over there's got rebar in it. I just can't get out of it. So it's going to go on a load of its own. So it's not mixed with the other loads. That way I don't have to worry about it getting in the crusher. I get the wrecking ball and beat on it for a while and probably get the rebar out with the ball. Chunks. Well, that one had a rebar in it. That's alright. I can always find it later. then it's just load and go get some more fill and repeat the process all over again until we're done. This is where it starts to get boring. After the building's down, then it just gets boring. Well, I came across something interesting. I knew it was there, but I wasn't sure how much of it was left. There's this cast iron flange on the floor, and this used to be a Sears Auto Center. So for some of you old school mechanics, you know what this is, and you younger guys probably have been around them. We got a single post hoist. See what it consists of. The ram is out of it, clearly. Somebody concreted it in. It's been a while since I've been around one of these. Years ago, my Uncle Doug had one in his shop. I was young back then. Now he's got a two-post. So it's basically just a hydraulic cylinder. I wonder how old that one is. Looks like it's been in there a while. Oh, it's full of water or something. Oh, there's oil in it. I'll have to set that in the trailer and get rid of it. It never fails. We just got that little bit of concrete right there, and the truck's loaded. So I'm gonna have to make another trip just to get that. But I guess I need to bring back a load of sand anyway, so truck's gotta come back anyways. Well, that is the last chunk of concrete from the building going on the truck. Dad's gonna dump it in there. And that's going to be it for this episode. So the building is gone. It is no more. So now what we're going to do, we'll do this in a different video. We're going to get limestone hauled in, grade it all off with limestone about 4 inches thick. And that's going to act as just a temporary parking lot for the downtown area here. And then eventually the city's going to do whatever they were going to do. So thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. We will see you all in the next one. Have a good evening.